Have you ever felt your desires controlling you instead of you controlling them, leaving endless restlessness and dissatisfaction inside? Rishi Vashistha discovered methods centuries ago that allowed people to master desires without suppressing them forcibly or feeling guilty. Unlike ordinary self control techniques, his approach works deeply, targeting the mind's roots rather than surface habits. Desires are not enemies, they are signals, messages from the mind and body about unfulfilled needs. Vasishtha taught that controlling desires does not mean denying joy, but understanding why cravings arise. Without this understanding, most people struggle endlessly, constantly chasing one desire after another without real satisfaction. His method is practical, daily use friendly, and can be applied without leaving your current lifestyle or responsibilities. It combines awareness, reflection, and subtle inner discipline, making desires weaker naturally instead of forcibly resisting them. If these techniques are applied consistently, it produces calm, clarity, and an inner freedom that ordinary discipline rarely achieves. To see how it works, we'll explore step by step Vasishta's teachings, examples, and actionable practices today. Vasishta begins by teaching awareness. Observe desires without immediately acting on them or judging yourself for having them. Every desire carries a story about your needs, fears, or unfulfilled expectations waiting to be understood. Instead of labeling a desire as bad, note it mentally, like watching clouds pass in the sky. Ask yourself, why does this desire arise now? What is it trying to tell me? This observation separates you from the desire, making it an object of awareness instead of identity. Most people react automatically, thinking, I must have this, without questioning why it even appeared. Vasishta's method slows this automatic reaction, giving the mind space to respond wisely rather than compulsively. Start with small desires first, like craving food, comfort, or entertainment, before tackling bigger emotional cravings. Consistent practice turns observation into habit, and gradually desires lose the urgency to control your mind. This is the first step. Awareness before action, noticing without attachment, and creating a gap of choice. Vasishta teaches that desires are rarely random. They are echoes of unmet needs, fears, or longings in the mind. Every craving points to something deeper: insecurity, habit, or the search for temporary happiness. Ask yourself honestly, am I seeking this for satisfaction, approval, or escape from discomfort? This reflection turns desire from an enemy into a teacher, revealing hidden aspects of your mind. Recognizing the root allows you to address it instead of chasing endless surface level gratification. Vasishta emphasized journaling or mental noting to track patterns of repeated desires over days or weeks. Over time, you start noticing triggers, people, environments, or moods that spark repeated cravings. Awareness plus reflection weakens the automatic emotional pull of desire without forcing self-denial. The mind begins to question, do I really need this, or am I just reacting unconsciously? This questioning is crucial. It shifts power from the desire itself to your conscious choice. Vasishta's first technique is subtle. Delay immediate action when desire arises, even for a few minutes. This short pause interrupts automatic reactions and creates a mental space for conscious decision making. During this pause, breathe deeply and observe the desire without judgment or self-criticism. Ask this question: do I truly need this? Or is it a fleeting impulse driven by habit? Another technique is substitution. Redirect energy towards meaningful activity rather than suppressing desire forcefully. For example, a craving for sugar can be observed and replaced with mindful drinking of water first. Vasishtha emphasizes small wins. Controlling minor desires strengthens the mind for bigger, more emotionally charged cravings. Visualization helps. Imagine the desire fading naturally, without resistance, as if observing a wave returning to the ocean. He also advises cultivating gratitude for what you already have, reducing the pull of excessive wants. Consistent practice with patience gradually makes desires lose urgency, creating mental freedom without repression or guilt. Vasishtha teaches that detachment does not mean avoiding desires, but seeing them clearly without being consumed by them. When a desire arises, notice it like a cloud passing through the sky, present but not permanent. Mindfulness helps you witness cravings without labeling them as good or bad, reducing emotional tension. The more you observe desires, the less power they have to control your decisions automatically. Detachment grows naturally when you understand that satisfaction from desires is temporary and unreliable. Daily meditation or quiet reflection strengthens this witnessing, allowing clarity before action or reaction. Vasishtha emphasizes compassion for oneself. Desires are natural, so never fight or shame yourself for having them. This compassionate observation prevents guilt, which often strengthens compulsive cravings instead of weakening them. Over time, the mind learns balance. Desires still exist, but they no longer dictate your behavior or peace. Detachment combined with awareness leads to freedom, not suppression. True mastery over desires without self-punishment. Vasishtha teaches that uncontrolled desires are the root of suffering and distraction from inner clarity and wisdom. By mastering desires, the mind becomes steady, focused, and capable of perceiving truth without distortion or craving. Long-term practice leads to inner calm, where the pull of material desires naturally weakens without effort. The body still experiences urges, but the mind no longer reacts compulsively or loses peace. Vasishtha compares desire to fire, useful when controlled, destructive when uncontrolled. Desires can then be transformed into energy for creativity, service, and personal growth instead of mindless consumption. This method also strengthens self-discipline without stress, guilt, or forced austerity, making life balanced and joyful. Awareness of desire creates freedom. You choose whether to act, transform, or release it naturally. The more consistently this practice is applied, the less distractions dictate your thoughts, speech, and actions. Ultimately, the mind becomes like a calm lake, reflecting clarity, insight, and contentment, untouched. Mastery of desire is not suppression, it is understanding, transforming, and choosing consciously without forcing or resisting anything. The mind experiences freedom when cravings no longer dictate your choices or cloud your awareness. Life becomes lighter, yet more meaningful, because energy formerly spent on chasing desires is redirected towards purpose. Vasishtha's method does not create rigidity or fear of wanting. It only creates a clear and steady mind. You still feel enjoyment, but it no longer dominates emotions, decisions, or self-worth. This mastery allows inner peace even amidst chaos because the mind no longer reacts compulsively. Over time, desire transforms from a master into a tool, a guide for conscious living. The practitioner experiences clarity. Life flows naturally, without tension, guilt, or unnecessary struggle over wants. This is why Rishi Vashistha called desire mastery the foundation for wisdom, contentment, and liberation. And finally, the ultimate truth emerges. The mind free from desires reflects its true nature, calm, clear, and infinite.